Okay, team. So thank you once again for everyone. So today, in fact, if you remember last week, we have learned about Git. Many things we have covered, like let's say clone, pull, fetch, push, and merge everything. But today we will go little in details. There, one more, we have something called as the Git tags, right? If you remember last time, we have pushed the code to the basically, you know, to the repository. So here we will learn today, basically in today's topic about Git tags, why we use and what is the advantage of using Git tags. Okay, but before that, I would like to differentiate between the Git versus the, let's say, GitHub. So what I'll do is that, as I told you, I have one whiteboard so that we can explain here better. Okay. So I don't know if this is visible. Okay, first, if I talk about the Git, all right. So in Git, this is a basically Git. 1 minute. Um, okay, Git, and then we have a GitHub, right? GitHub. So if we talk about the Git, what exactly it means, right? Git basically it is first of all it is a version control, open source version control, meaning it also works in your locally. So you can mention the version control. I think I need to change the basically this anyway. That's okay. And this is basically it's first of all it is a cloud open. This is also again open source. It is a cloud. The cloud base. What it means basically, let's say whatever changes we are doing here, like in our this thing, what I call. 1 minute. Let me change little difficulties I'm facing. Let me. Okay. Mm, I think this is better. Mm. Okay, so I was saying about this one, right? So about Git and GitHub. So first thing, as I mentioned, this is basically a cloud-based. So cloud changes we are doing basically, let's say we are creating the brands and we are modifying everything here, and then we are going to push to here GitHub, right? So basically, as I mentioned, it is an open source and cloud-based platform. That means as a service, cloud provides this one. So you don't manage this everything. It will be managed by cloud itself. Okay, that's the first thing. And second thing also, it basically we can have a collaborations. Okay, collaboration we can do. And also we can, let's say if you have a different team, as I mentioned, you can actually share your code to different team, and then you can do a PR also, or you can mention as a PR, I think, pull requests, everything we can do it. But when it comes to here, we cannot do all this because it only we can, what we look, it only works in a locally, right? Locally. Locally means you cannot do much thing here. Only whatever you're doing, let's see, you can only create a, if you want, you can create a branch. Okay, you can create a branch and everything. But when it comes to here also, you can create a branch, you can do anything. So it has a much more flexibility. But before having a Git or before using Git, you cannot use a GitHub, because as I mentioned, Git is nothing but it tracks the changes. Every single changes you do, it keeps tracks, right? So but when it comes to the GitHub, so as I mentioned, whenever you do after creating a branch, let's say you modify some code, you will modify something, let's say you modify something, and then you're going to push the code to the remote, right? Remote you're going to push. So in this case, what happen is that whatever basically changes you're doing, every single commit, as I mentioned, there will be commit ID will be created. So commit ID is going to be even published once you commit this thing and post these changes to the remote. Here it will be having a commit ID also in your GitHub. That's the first thing. So this is the thing. So also there are many other like advantages we have using the Git. So before using Git, you cannot use the GitHub. So in order to use GitHub also you need a Git. Okay, because as I told you, this is mostly dealing with the remote. If you want to work with the remote, normally nobody will work locally, right? You need to work with remote also, so that you can share your code to your colleagues, or maybe in the different projects or same projects with different team. It could be anything, right? So this is why we use a GitHub. So today what I will let me show you first, so that it will be easy. Okay, let me. Okay, now let me go to the system. Now if I let this is the GitHub, right? So I know I hope everyone knows how to create a GitHub. If you don't know, there's nothing that you can just type github.login or just GitHub. You can type it. As I told you, I have already. I will go to different tab. I'll go to maybe incognito and try GitHub. Okay, GitHub. You type or you can type GitHub login, whatever name you can type it. First of all, you need to, if you don't have account, you can, there is an option to create. Okay, select the first one, create account. Then you can mention your username and password, whatever name you want. In my case, I have already done it. So for now, I don't have to worry about much anything. Okay, but in your case, you can give a username, what is the email ID, what is the password, what is the username you want while logging in. So in my case, I have already done it, so I don't need to basically do all this. So I can ignore for now. But in your case, you can type everything. Once it is created, you can sign in. Then once you sign in, first thing I'll give you a small basically workflow about the GitHub so that you will get to know better. So as I told you, it's basically cloud-based. That means if you see here, something called as a github.com, right? So if you don't have an internet now, right? If you don't have internet, you cannot access this website because as I told you, it is a cloud based. So as simple, whenever we are using any resources in the cloud, we would need an internet first of all. So before using the internet or having an internet, we cannot use GitHub. The first thing. So we need a Git internet first. So this is why, and also whatever the services are used as part of this GitHub will be basically it will be managed by or managed by cloud itself. Now, let us come to the first overview. If you click your profile, first of all here, or you can see here also, this is my profile username, you can call it. And there is a something called as a profile views. So what exactly we can do in a profile view? Overview, you can see is nothing but overview of your profile. In the sense, in the high level, you can see your profile details. Let's say you can see your name, you can see your usernames, and anything you'd like to mention about yourself. Like it's like a bios. Okay. Then if you have any kind of LinkedIn, you want to basically do all this stuff. If you want to do that, also is possible. Okay, then second thing is something here that is a repositories. So repositories, as we all know, is basically it is a way of storing our system. Can somebody approve it? Okay, I think it's done. Okay, anyway, fine. So this is a thing. So as I told you, we have here something called as a repositories where we can have a different kind of repositories. Question is, why do we need repository here? The reason is whatever changes we are actually doing it is we are doing it locally, right? So as I told you in GitHub, if you want to basically share your code to somebody or within a different project or same project, or you want to work as a team, you cannot work locally. You need to share your code within the team or different team so that they can work together, right? This is the reason we need a place where we can store our local code, that is Git in locally, to be stored somewhere in your remote, that is GitHub. Okay, so first of all, if I had to create first thing, let me show you. I think when I asked, given some assignment, I could say some people did something wrong. But anyway, so if I had to create first thing, you can give any name. Let's say I can give a DevOps. In my case, I can give any name you want. I mean, whatever name you want, you can give DevOps. I can give Pulse. I can give a repo. This underscore is again optional. You can ignore if you don't need, you can leave this one. You can just give as normal name. First thing is this one. Second thing is the repository, in the sense what repository you are actually going to create now, whether you want this to be access public
or only private. Public means, let's say if you want to share this code to somebody outside of your organizations, or maybe outside of your company or anything, you can select this one. But private means something that is within the team, or maybe only limited people, or maybe whoever you give access to them would have access. Okay, but for our case, I can keep it for now. Anything is okay for us. Second thing is initialize this repository with README file. Question is, what is README? README, if you ignore, there is others also you might have seen here. Add .git ignore. There are two things we need to understand: README file, and second is a .ignore. Now, if I talk about the README file in GitHub or Git mention. You can add README file to your repository to tell other people why your project is useful. They can do with your projects and how they can use it. Maybe it is not that clear. I'll make it simple. README is nothing but it is a way of documenting your repository. Say for example, if you're working in your cloud environment or maybe any environment, what we do is that we make a lot of documentations, right? In the sense, it could be anything. You make a documentation. Let's say you want to do some testing. You will define all the seconds, like step-by-step process you are going to follow, right? Maybe anything you want to do it, you have some documentation to refer it. Same way, in GitHub also, there is something called as a README that can be basically written as a document so that every single step of your work can be mentioned or maybe basically followed. That, let's say, the reason why it is useful. Say, you as a beginner, you are new to the company or maybe projects. Now, you do not have much knowledge into the projects or maybe repository because you may be new to the team or it could be any reason, right? So you want to understand how the repo is working, how the pipeline is working, how the basically the company is there, what is it, the application, particular application is functioning. It's in every single step, but it has been documented, well documented, so that as a new team as a new person in the team, you can easily read that documents and understand what it is mentioned. This is the reason why we have written in. And how to make this, I mean, how to write this one. This is not like normal how we write our documents, but we need to know some syntax. Let me show you how we can do that. I will open one more tab. I will not show you now, but give you some idea. Okay. You can do that later. Big deal to basically learn. It's very simple. That's let me show you. If you remember in our last section, we have learned about Git. So in Git, what we were learning is that if you remember, we were doing working on this, right? Git for actually beginners to advanced. So if you're somebody, maybe if you want, you can also clone it. Better, you can just click here, open. I will save this link once again. And there is an option fork now. You have to fork. If you do fork, you can give any name you want. And the reason why you want to fork is that so that the same copy of the repository, it will be stored in your local profile. Instead of my profile, if you see now, it is under my name, right? So instead of this one, you can actually copy same copy of this repository in your local profile. Local in the sense, in your GitHub profile. Okay, that is the thing. Anyway,
sorry
so,
for the interruption. I think
yeah.
your screen is stuck. The one page,
Yes,
same
yes,
page.
yes.
Was it so?
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
I
me,
think
same.
there is a network issues actually. Maybe.
Okay. Uh, is it okay now?
No, your cursor
Is
is still there.
now?
There is a
It is
public
stuck.
profile page only.
No.
Let
Mhm.
me Otherwise, is it between or maybe for how long it's been?
It's just 2 seconds. Oh,
Okay, okay, no problem then. Fine. Let me once again do that. Let me reshare 1 second. Sorry for that. Please let me know if you're not able to see. That will be difficult otherwise, no? Anyway, yeah. So is it okay now?
It's still blank. Now we can see.
Blank, it's coming, I think, but it will take some time. Yeah, now it is fine.
Okay, let's fine. Thank you for that. Yeah. So what I was saying that if you remember in our last session, I created one more different branch called as assignments. If you just go assignment, something like this, you get under assignment.md. MD is something, as I told you, it is a .md format. Anything that is a readme or is nothing but it's the same readme format. Okay. Now, if you go inside, you will see something like this, right? This is the assignment you have done it. Now, question is, this all done. How can I make this kind of documents? This is not a normal you can copy, you can write or anything. You need to know how to write this also. Okay. Maybe while seeing this one, you may think, oh, this is simple. It's like that, but it's not the case. So if you try to edit this one under assignment, right? If you try to edit this one, see here, this is the format we are using it. So mostly if you notice, there is a 2 hash we are using, sometimes 3 hash and 3 hash. So that means you need to play around. Let's say if I give you 1 hash, how big the size would be, as well as step if I want to mention a highlight, how I have to be. So these all asterisk mean what it means. So you need to play around this one. Anyway, we will later, if once we complete everything, I will give you this also later, maybe small demo. Okay, don't worry. But for now, you can have a look later when you have a time. Okay, I can ignore for now. That is the thing. That means for anybody now, let's say if you're joining the team newly, you can easily see the changes that I make, or maybe within the team is they being managing it. So it will be much easier for people to understand it. Okay, that's the first thing. Now let us go to the second thing is that thing here. Yeah. So in my case, I will this thing I will readme file. I can select if you want, or I can ignore it for now. I will keep it for now anyway. And there is something called as a .git ignored. .git ignored, as name suggests, is nothing but whenever you want particular, whenever you want any particular file to be basically ignored, or one particular, let's say in your repository, in your GitHub, or sorry, not GitHub, could be GitHub or Git, you have some sensitive informations, let's say your API keys or password or any credentials, you want them to be ignored as part of the pipeline run. Then in this case, you can use this one, git ignore this one. You can add this one. Okay. But in our case, for now, we don't have that one. But if at all required, yes, you can enable it. So I will simply create it now. Okay. So if you see now, under readme, this is the name I came because this is the name I given like this. Okay. This is how it works. Now, okay, this is the first thing. Second thing, we will understand about the now. We will try to create a branch. The reason why I want to create manually branch is because it depends on project to projects. We can normally do locally, but let's say you have branch created this thing remotely. I mean from the CLI. UI. Now I can go here. I can put a branch snap. Normally, trust me guys, whenever you are using any new branch, if you're working with particular tasks, say for example, you're working with a monitoring. So I mentioned monitoring because everybody mostly they are aware of, much aware of the monitoring part, right? Monitoring, or maybe you want to add any other features, not just monitoring, could be anything. Simple case, I'm working with the Azure monitor, okay, to monitor some virtual machines or anything. Now, how the branch name should be created? Okay, first thing, whenever you create any branch, there can be a one main branch, or sometimes it can also be master branch. But main branch and master branch both are same, no difference. But sometimes here it will come master, in the Git it will come master. Here it will be main, in your Git local Git it will be as master sometimes. So that you need to notice sometime. Okay. So for now, let's say this is a main branch. That means this is the origin branch. Now, based on this origin branch, whatever changes it is all existing, I want to create new branch called monitoring branch. So you can give any name, but whenever you give any name, the name structure should be always FETUSR feature, because you are adding additional features as part of these main branch. So I can give a branch name in my case. If you see the source brand, this is the origin source brand, so I will have to select this one. Let's say if you have a different brands based on which you want, that also you can select. In our case, this is the source brands, or you can call as origin brands. Based on that, I need to create new brand, so I can give as monitor brands or monitoring brands. Simple. Okay, monitoring. That's it, like that. That means under future there is something called as a monitoring branch will be created as part of this main branch. Normally this is how we have to follow in the real time. Okay, you should not directly create monitoring or just branch name dev staging. No, this will not work. I mean, it will work, but nobody, you should not do that way. Okay, this is the best practice to use in your real time. Now, if you notice here they mention a feature slash monitoring, so that means this is a new branch. Now if you go under same monitoring branch, you would see the changes what is been available in your main branch, because the main branch was the origin branch, right, or the source branch. Same we have replicated with our feature branch, that is your monitoring branch. Okay, I hope this is clear now. So whatever is there is done now. Okay, let us go to the workflow first here, then I will go take you to the Git part. Now, if you, as I was mentioning about a profile, here we could mention anything that you would like to mention, and repository we have clear how to create everything. So this is the repository we have created. You can ignore for now. Next we have a project, but project we don't have basically any project right now, or they are doing from anything here. But package also, if you want to have some particular package, let's say you have a map and you have a niggers, you have a ruby game, so there's so many npms everything, right? So we can store here. But having said that, apart from the GitHub, we will not use everything in GitHub. The reason being security issue, right? As we all know, whenever we work, security measure we need to take in place always at first, right? So we need to think about security also, how we can secure your repositories or anything you have, or your application code. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next we have a repository we have covered. Then we have Copilot. Why Copilot is used? Question is, are we really using Copilot in the project? So answer is yes, sometimes, but in some project may not use it. It depends on the project and the flexibility in the projects, or maybe the budget in the project, right? If project has a budget, then they may use it. Say for example, in my project, we are using GitHub Copilot. Question you might be thinking, why it is useful using GitHub Pilot, GitHub Copilot, why are we using it? I will discuss that later, but high level I can give you GitHub Copilot. As we all know, Copilot everybody knows, this is AI tools, right? So now let's say for example, this is again part of your GitHub only. What is the advantage of using? Even if you want, you can try free also. You can see here, you are using for free this many, you can 2000 core completions and a 550 chart matches per month, you can get it. And get unlimited users with Copilot Pro. Means if you want to get a Pro one, unlimited messages and interactions, access to the latest models, customized conversations to your private code base and extensions. So if you want to try this one, we can try this also as well as a free. You get 1 month free trial basically, where you can try. But I would not encourage now for you to try, because unless you understand the code in the, let's say we learn Terraform, right? That time we can implement, we can use this Copilot. But having said that, before that you should know how the Terraform works, or maybe any other infrastructure as a code, or maybe any code works, right? It could be Python or Java, anything that you would like to work with. Yeah. So in the high level, why I can use means, what is the advantage of using this? Because instead of writing the entire code, this is like a individual, your kind of the assistant. That means your co-assistant, where if you write something, automatically they will suggest you similar to what you are trying to do. Say for example, I want to create a virtual machine, so I define some blocks, and then they will give some suggestions. Okay, this can be use this like that. They'll give some options. or there'll come some pop-up will come, so that based on your requirement, if you want that to be used, then you can define it. But it's okay if you don't understand for now. Later you will get to know this later. Anyway, okay. These things we can do it, and then okay. Then we have it projects, as you mentioned, star is organizations. Organizations mean within your repository, in the sense within your name, that is your GitHub username, within your profile, I can have a multiple organizations. Now, when I say organizations, is nothing but it is a what? Organization is nothing but it is a isolator, your kind of complete infrastructure or environment, right? That means it has a kind of a simple case you can see as a container where you can place or store different like your repositories. Let's say you have a more than 2 3 like that. Let's say, for example, I given as Ansible IaaS infrastructure as a infras. Okay, this is Ansible related, means like this you can have many repositories, you can create it like that. Okay, so that instead of storing in your direct repository, like instead of storing here, you can store here also. What is the advantage? Only people who have access, those people can access this one. Or maybe if you want particular person to give access, those person can access it. Okay, so this is the advantage of using the organizations. So as I mentioned, organization is nothing but it is a way of organizing your code and storing in one particular place, so that you can only give access to respective person or team, and it will be private. If you want that to be public also, we can define it. If you see who's the owner, everything, we can see that. Anyway, next we can see there's something called as a settings. This is very important. Setting, what we can see, as I mentioned, profile setting, we can change your name. If you want to change your name, you come to settings, always come to settings, change your name. And if your name to be publicly available also, or any changes you want to define here, like your bio, as I mentioned, you can change it. If you have any URL, any things that you have, you can define it. And if you have social media, let's say LinkedIn, you have it, you have a YouTube, you have any other Facebook or everything, so we can actually use this kind of accounts, like we can link basically. This is the high level. Now if I want to, once you save, you can update here. Time zone also, if you want, that can be updated. Next thing is your account. Under this thing, account also, as I said, if you want to change a username, you can change it. Okay, if you want your name change to be changes, you can give your name also. And if you want to delete your account also, we can delete it. Okay, then next we have it notification not required for now. Notification, why we can use, if you see automatically was repositories, if there is any changes happen or while pushing something, some code and all, that can be notified. Then we have a billing and a plans. As of now, we don't have any billing and plan systems because we are using a free GitHub free account, so that we don't have to pay anything. But yes, if you want to use something like a business account, yes, you can go with this one. There so many benefits actually as compared to this thing. If you see here, free trial, you can only see this one. But means somebody has to review your code. In the free trial, we cannot see all this one. Okay, but
Again, your
if you're going
brain
with the paid
is
one,
stuck.
okay.
I think there is a network issue.
Is it for you or everybody? Can everybody confirm?
Even I am facing the same
Yes,
from
your
your end.
voice is breaking in between.
Yes.
Do okay. Do one thing. I will to connect. Let me change my network then. Before that, I will just. Yeah, it's okay. I will just try to avoid this one. Then let me just say. Okay. Okay. Now I will connect from the phone. I mean, yeah, from phone I can connect. This is actually there is some issue. I mean, this network is not that good, I think.
It's okay, no issues.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know in case if there's an issue. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible, and this
Yes.
page is in the billing summary.
Okay, great, great. Okay, now let us go here. So yeah, stop me if I still face any challenges or anything. So I was saying about the free trial. Free trial, you will have only limited things. Where if you talk about the paid version, where you can have a reviewer, somebody has to review your code and all that can be used here. Okay. Then we have a spending limit. If you are using a business one, you can also set a business limit, like up to how much I can make. I mean, I have to get notifications or something like that. Okay. So if you want to add your payment also method, we can do that. But anyway, this is not required for now, as we are not doing that professional accounts and all that. But if at all required, yes, you can define all these details and all. Okay. Then come to the email in the sense your account, right? You have your account, that is your GitHub account, where you are using this particular account. If you want this to be changed, you can add it and make as a primary. In my case, I have this is my primary, so keep it as it is. Now then we have this one authentications also, how you want that to be authenticated, everything. So basically we can check everything here also, but nothing to do much about here. But yes, if you're using a pass case, everything we can use it. But anyway, we are using through our MFA, right? Through MFA we are using entering a password and also that's okay. But if you go here, this is very important, SSS and G keys basically. So what it does basically, say for example, you are using this GitHub and this is stored in cloud, right? And now this particular sense, people what they do is some projects to make your code, like let's say somebody as a developer they want to work in their code, or let's say they want to modify something. What they do is that they will not some people, I'm saying not every developer, some of the developer, they will make changes the code in their local system, that is not in the Windows base, it is a Linux base. Okay, so Linux base reason being it for security reason, right? Maybe company to company it may differ again. So say for example there are company who are using Linux as basically if you want to do any changes in the code. So in this case the Linux system as well as the GitHub, there has to be authenticated, right? Because automatically if you try to push the code, they will not get to know who's sending from where, right? So this is the reason you need to set up your SSS keys. So if you click here, question is how can I set up? In order to set up, you can use a base 64, and this thing we can use, but we can use there is SSS keygen, right? We can use the GitHub in the Linux also. We can do SSS keygen. From there you can generate locally in your local system, and then you can give any name you want. Let's say key, let's say for GitHub, something like that you can give, and you can paste your key whatever been generated in your local system, and you can paste it and save it. The next time whenever you want to do anything, then automatically they should be able to authenticate. Okay. And as I told you, there is nothing much, this is all cover repositories and everything. But here last point, this is very important to remember, that is your developer settings. This also again under profile I'm saying it. Okay, so you just need to explore, try to explore a little bit, you will get the idea. Now, question is what exactly we can do in the developer settings? Well, there are two things we can do. First thing, if you see here, or applications, if you have it, or GitHub apps or personal, depends on the access. Some people, what they do is while authenticating between GitHub and the local system, some people they use the SSS key. Some people they don't want to use. Let's say you have a local system in a Windows base. You can use sometime as a personal access token also. So, okay, well, there are two. One is a fine grained token. This is a preview mode. Then second, we have a token. This is a classic. So we can choose either one, but for now we can choose this one. Personal access token mean it is a way of basically, say for example, I want to generate a new token so that I can use same token when I authenticate for the first time from different system, let's say. Okay, because there could be reason that they may not have access, right? You can create the personal access token and as you can access it. Now if I try to define here, I can give as a uh, uh, personal something like that, personal something key, something like that. Any name you can give based on your this thing. And then you can also mention this particular personal access token should be valid for how long, right? So in this case, it will be whether it will be no expressions or 7 days or 6 days. This all depends on the requirement. Say for example, you are working in one particular team, and one particular let's say third party vendor or maybe third party one employee has joined to your team, but you do not want them to access as how you I mean how means the access that you have, right? So what you want is that you want him or her to access only for certain period of time. In this case, this is very much helpful, guys. So I can select 1 week or less, or you can also mention it or no expressions, depends on the your requirement. In my case, let it be 1 week. So if I select 1 week, you can give a definitions is an optional, but yes, you can define it. Again, here repository, whether you want to be basically if you see a public repositories, read only, you want only read permissions you want, or you want all repositories, or you want to define a set of repository. That means if you have multiple repositories where person need to work, yes, you need to select specific repository that you have it. But say for example you want them to access all repositories, then well and good, you can select all. Okay, this is all flexibility are there while giving the permission to respective persons. Okay, now if you see here, you can see the read permission, what we account permission, what we can do. This all can be we can give. If you see what we can do, so many other stuffs are there, but we don't have to do much because our work is to give access for certain period and what permission basically means what is the duration. Okay, in my case I given as a test, something like that I can give. I can just create it, I mean generate a token. Now as soon as I generate token, if you see here, you need to remember this one, this particular is your personal access token, and but this is only one time, meaning you cannot reuse, or maybe you cannot get this back. Basically if you want to use same personal token, better you keep this one. You have to save somewhere. You can see here never use because just created. It says that now make sure to copy your personal access token now, as you will not be able to see this again. That means as soon as you create this thing, only this time this will be popping up, or you will be getting this one. Once you close this particular windows, you will not be able to see. So you should not close the window also unless you have copied. Okay, so example I have done last like 2 years ago. I was working on other things requirements. So as you can see here, now it is saying this token is expired because there is an expiration date. Now if I try to see also, see this was created 2023 and so and so. So I want to, if you want, I can regenerate. So like that we can do. So what access we have, this kind of access. So all these kind of things are there. These are things. Now in my case, as I mentioned, the access whatever you give, it is only one time. So once you finish this thing, then you cannot get that back. Now say example, this is not, this is gone again because I have copied already. You can just use this one when you authenticate. Okay, fine. Let's go back. Okay, now I think, yeah, I think we are good. Almost we have covered the high level in the Git. I mean GitHub. Now in GitHub, apart from this one, there are others also. But as I told you, this is a free trial. We do not have much access. I will show you in the paid one. I will try to find something a paid version so that I can show you some other settings as well. Okay. For now, you can just check, I mean, explore this one a little bit. You get an idea. Now coming to the point, that is understanding the this thing, that is the Git tag. As I told you, Git tag actually there are first of all, let us understand what is Git tag. Git tag, it is a marker for a specific point in your project's history, often used for release. Tags are handy for versioning and release management. Simple case, if I had to say, tag is basically used to identify the changes you make for a specific period of time. Say for example, you are doing some changes today, right? A particular time your changes, At the same time, with that particular tag name, you can mention this is a tag for this particular use we have modified, so that it will be easy for other to identify what changes you made. You'll get to know. I mean, you can easily identify it. Okay. So there are two types of tags. The first, as I mentioned, there are two types. The first one is a lightweight tags. Second is a annotated tags. Question is, what is the difference between lightweight and the annotated tags? Lightweight is nothing but it is a compact and efficient, storing only a reference to the commit, say one has, ideal for making marking specific version like final draft or submitted version. Example, this one is nothing but, and another one is basically store that is a annotated text. Store additional information like tag message, tagger name, and other informations, right? Useful for documenting release notes like bug fix or other relevant details. So in simple case, we have to differentiate between these two. If I want to use a, this is basically the simplest one. That means you will only use the name of the tag. That's it. You do not have any other informations. Let's say if I want to use a git tag, I can simply use a git tag and the name of the tag. In my case, version 101, B101. Sorry, B10. That means version 1. Like that. That means you will only see the name of the tag. That's it. You will not see any other informations. But when it comes to the annotated tags, it has much more informations. Say for example, when I use a git add, git tag dash a is nothing but it is a, we are identifying with the tag type. That is a annotated. That is what I mentioned as a tag a. Then name of the tag name. In my case, this is version 2, and this is a dash m is nothing but it is a message name, message that you would like to mention or specify. That is why I have to mention this way. So now that means now I can easily identify with the long message also along with the tag name. This particular is used for what purpose here mean? I can only see what tag it is. The tag name I can see here mean I can see other details like who tagged this one and what message it is there in the particular tag. So it has a more information as compared to lightweight tags. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are two types of tags. Now we can, if you want to create a tag, we can use a simply git tag, name of the tag you can mention. And if you want to create this thing, use same thing here is same, only you need to highlight, I mean you need to specify the type of the tag. In my case it is a annotated. This is why I have to select a. But when it comes to the lightweight, you don't need to mention anything because that is the default. By default, this is the lightweight is a default tag. If you don't mention, it will be by default this tag if you like while creating a tag. Otherwise, if you want to mention as annotated tag, then you have to mention dash a and name of the tag. Then dash m is nothing but again a message name of the message. I mean message, whatever message name you want to give. I want to list it everything. I can use this thing. Okay. So let us see this one. How we can do. How basically we can do this one. Okay. So yeah, we can just show you maybe. The question is, where can I create a tag? Right. If you see here, let me go my repository. I will select the repository which was creating before. I mean, which we were using it. This is the repo we were using. Sorry, not this one. I think, yeah, this one. I will use this one. Okay. Let's say if you see here, I have two tags now. Let me delete these tags. If you want, I can delete it. From here, I can delete it. I can use command line, but that's okay for now because we are learning. So you can create from here, or you can create from there also. But normally, we will create from the local systems. So as I told you, this is the repo we are going to do. I'm going to select the branch. There are so many branches. Before there, I will destroy everything. I mean, I will delete all the branches. I can delete this also. I can just, if you want to delete, just come and delete from here also. That is also possible. This also I think we can delete staging. Let me refresh it. Yeah, so we are good. We can only see these changes now. I have only one branch called main branch. Now what I'll do is I will go here. I'll come here. If I want to clone it now, how I can clone it? As I told you, if you want to clone same repo, you can come here. If you want to fork it so that it will store in a local repository under your name, you can just give here whatever name you want to change, or here you want to change it, you can change it and you can create it fork. So that same copy of the repository will be stored in your local, in your under your profile. In my case, I don't want to do that because I have already there in my account. What I want is there is a code I can select here. As I told you, we are working with HTTPS, so I will select this one. If you're going with SSS, then you need to select, this is the thing you need to select. But anyway, I'm going to select this one. I can copy from here. Before that, I will try to create new profile. Basically, I will delete the existing one. Now I don't have anything. This is a folder called DevOps. This is stored in our local system. Okay, now I don't have anything. So I will create a VS Code. I have already VS Code in place. I can simply type VS Code. All right, so as I type here, you will select files. Then there is something called open folder. Click there, and now you can select the folder that you created, or maybe it is there. It is a desktop, right? Go desktop. There is this is the folder name. I can select this one. You can ignore this file because this was created before. I will remove everything. Okay, this is the, you can ignore this also for now. I'm just cleaning up. Now, as I told you, I don't have anything. Right now, if you see here, I'm under this folder. Okay. Now, if I try, there is a terminal, go terminal, new terminal, I'll open. Then I can type git clone. I will copy paste the link that I have copied just now, this link, right? So okay, now I think this is, yeah, it is clone now. As I clone now, the same copy of the repository. Okay, that means when I clone, what it does basically, whatever you have in your remote, those all repository will be stored. Basically, same copy of that repo will be downloaded in your local systems. Now let me go. Now I'm inside this folder. Let me go inside the folder. CD using CD. Nothing but change directory. I can mention the folder name. In my case, this is the folder name, right? Repository name. Now I have to go again inside this one because I want to work inside this folder. Now if I type here, this many I can see manifest, space, everything. Similar way, if I go inside this folder, there is a, you can see manifest, everything we can see here. So I hope this is clear till now. So what we'll do now, we will try to do a one real-time kind of scenario where we'll understand. As I told you, we can create a branch based on the main branch. So what I'll do, I can create a branch. That time, if you remember, whenever I create a branch, I created from here. Based on this thing. Now I will create new branch in this same repo. So to create a branch, I can select here, go to views. I can select from here also. In my case, I can just give a feature slash. In my case, let's say I'm working with Terraform. This is just a branch name. I can just give it for better understanding. Okay, Terraform branch, let's say, based on the main branch. Okay, this is created where removed. Now this branch, if I see again, what is the command to list the branch? Before that, let me see the branch, which branch I'm setting using this. The BR again is nothing but it is the alias. Okay, alias name. But I don't want this name. If you want, you can give a full name also, like Git branch. it shows that main branch. So if you can see here, this is a green color with the asterisk. That means you are actually sitting in this particular branch right now. Now let me see the list of the branch using the dash a. Nothing but it basically you are going to see the branch that is all. A mean all. Now all means how, if you see here main is coming, you need to notice, as I have already mentioned last time, remote you can see and then origin you see is nothing but this all stored in your remote. That means in your remote is nothing but it is your GitHub. But as I told you, you have created new branch, still it is not stored or it is not available in the remote, right? I mean, in the locally it is not available. So what is the command to basically get this also? Can somebody tell me what is the command to check to get that existing branch which was created just now? Git fetch. Remember last time we did it. Double dash or single dash, you can use all. Now, as soon as I type a, again, as I told you, a is nothing but it is a all, right? It could be remote and local. So as I type remote, I mean all, that means it is considered as local as well as remote. So whatever branch I have locally as well as remote, all branches going to be fetched together. So now whatever changes I see remotely, because fetch I'm using, right? Fetch is meant for only remote. Okay. But a if I use, it only basically if I use a, it is also trying, but then it is not fetching the latest what do you call the changes or maybe branch you created. Okay, this is the thing. Now I use using the fetch, so it is going to pull the changes in my local system. Now if you see here, now it is now if I type once again branch all, now you can see the future branch created, it is available. So this is how we can define it now. So you know now how to create it. Now let me show you how to do it from this. Now we have seen using the GUI. Now let me show you from here. If I want to create new branch based on the branch, main branch, let's say, as I told you, I'm in the main branch. Let me create a new branch based on the main branch. How can I create? I can use a git branch. Otherwise, or I can use, there's one more call as a git checkout dash b and then branch name. In my case, let's say feature something like that. I can give out this thing slash whatever name I want to give. In my case, it is just, let's say, git name is a git branch, let's say, just for the better understanding. So here also you can give a, let's say, some feature slash anything you want, git 2, let's say, or 1, something like that. That means while creating the branch, there are two ways of doing it. The first one is I can use a git branch and name of the branch. What it does, it is just going to create a new branch and keep it as it is. Meaning it does not do anything. It is just going to create a new branch. That's it. But here using git checkout dash b and the branch name, what is going to that? It is going to create new branch. At the same time, it is going to switch the same new branch. So we will try with the second commands then in this case. So I will delete this one because I do not want the first command because it is difficult for me. Difficult in that sense, I don't want to do that because I don't want to switch again and again, right? So I want to do at the same time, one shot. So git checkout dash b, I will mention this one. This is a git branch. Now, if you notice here, checkout, it is switched to a new branch called this branch, which was created just now. So if you do the second command, I mean first command, this will not happen like that. Okay. So as I mentioned, right now we are in this branch, that is a new branch. So I can check also git br, nothing but branch. Now, as I mentioned, you can see in the green color with the asterisk mark. So that means you are in the particular branch you are setting. Now we have understood how to create a branch. Now let me do a changes now in this particular branch. Now you can also see here changes, I mean the branch name. Okay, you can see here, you can type here everything. Now if I type the git status, as of now there is no any changes happen, right? Because this particular changes is not done anything. Now let me create something, maybe, okay, anywhere I can create a file. I can maybe under manifest. Okay, under manifest file I will create new file as a file, file one, let's say .txt or anything, that depends on your file you want to use it. In my case, the file one, that is under this thing. Now I can say this is from, what is the name of the branch? Git branch, right? Git as branch, so that I can understand it which branch we are working on. Now I will make a, I'll save this one. So if you save also, as I told you, if you notice last time also and today also, you get to see something U is nothing but, as we were working the Git, because we've been talking about the Git is nothing but it is a version control system, right? That means every single changes you do, it is going to be tracked. So this is why it is tracking now. Now when I say U is nothing but it is untracked, that means this is not at track right now. So you need to track this one. Untrack means it is no more, it is no more track till now. So you have to track this one. So Git will let you know that. Fine. So now I have done changes in my this branch, that is a feature slash git branch. Now, okay, I have done changes now. What is next now? Next is I have something called as a git. There are two types. I can use. I will try to create two. One is using git tag and the tag name. Let's say git. Our question is, are we using this git tag every time? The answer is no. We don't use every time the git this thing, but as and when there is a requirement, yes, we can use it based on the your release. Okay, so we can use the git tag, the name of the tag. In my case, I just mentioned B101. This particular B1, you can give any name. You may confuse why I'm giving this name. I'll give a tag so that it will be easy for you to understand. You can give any name. Okay, in my case, I just given this name. Now, so that we understand it. So this basically a lightweight one. There is another one is a annotate one. So let me do this one. As I type here a git tag, I can see now. If I type here git tag, I can see a new tag created. Right? To basically list the git tag, I can use simply git tag commands. Now, let me do the second commands. That is, let us go to the document so that it will be easy. What is the commands? Git tag and type of the tag. In my case, it is annotated. I will use a -a, name of the tag, and message name, then name of the message. Let's do that so that you can differentiate. Okay. What is the command? Git tag tsg dash, sorry, my bad, tag dash a nothing but it is a annotator. I want to specify my tag type, so it is a annotator. Now in my case, what is the name of the tag name now? In my case, name of the tag I given as a B201. Then I can give a dash, I can mention annotate just for better understanding. Okay, if you want, I can check once. Message name dash m, we given the tag name, right? Then we have to give a message name now. So till here be given that this is a tag name. Till here is your tag name. Okay, this is not a message altogether. This is a tag name. Now for better understanding, I given that way. So I given the space dash m. M is nothing but it is a message I want to define. And also remember, whenever you want to give any message or maybe write something in your this thing, you always use the double quotes here. Okay, double quotes you use and place your cursor there inside, and then you type in my message. In message, you can mention this is from. You can mention a feature, or you can mention anything that you would like to mention. Feature, or sorry, slash git branch. Okay, so I have mentioned this way. You can give any name. So if you have a different requirement or different things, you can do. I hope this is clear. Now, if I see here now also, again, if I use the upper arrow, now again, if I list this thing, as I mentioned, I could see two tags. One is the first one, that is the lightweight, and second is our annotated tags. So the two tags are there now, it is created now. Now, these two tags are created because we are using, one is annotated, second is a lightweight. Now, let us see the difference now, how can we can see it. Now, if you see here, I want to tailor, I can do this one, checkout, I can specify tags, I can do that. So, but before that, it is hang. Okay, maybe let me show you. Okay, it is not mentions. If I talk about my if repo, right, I think I have mentioned here so that you can follow easily. Main.tf. Now we have a readme.tf. Sorry, readme. If you see here, you can have a look once. This tag also, as I was actually mentioning, there is a command. You can just go through these comments, everything. This is under main branch basically in the same repo, not the assignment repo. Okay, I mean branch. Now we have done this one. It is basically listing it. We have done so, and we have also created this branch, creating a annotated text. We have done this also. Now, if you want to delete, you can delete just using the D, single D, dash D, basically small letter. Okay, you can delete it. And if you want to show this thing, show information about a tag. So if you want to show the information, I can use a git show commands. So let us see that one. Git show mean I want to see the information. But in this case, you have to specify the name of the tag. So if I type the git show, what is the name of the tag? I can select one of them. So I can use a B1. Then I can just copy paste it also. If you have this thing, then I can just remove. Sorry, my bad. Okay, I can just copy paste it. I can type it also. So I want to see this particular annotated tag. Sorry, lightweight tag. Okay, if you see here, what you see here, you do not see much informations. One is if you see here, do commit happen, you can see your details and basically information. Basically, if you want to see the information about this, the text, everything updated from the feature branch that we have already done that one, and whatever changes we have done, no, those all information that can be, you can also see the difference. You can see the difference. This is from the feature branch for the first time, and second also if you see here, you can see here, this is another changes from the feature branch, no new line. So this many things we can see. And same way, if I see the this one annotated, it has a much more. Let me just copy. Basically, it will show you the informations. See, it has a, if you see here, I have to still keep typing in this thing. I just keep typing like that. Okay, so you can see this thing right now. If you notice, what we have done is we have created two tags. This is why it is showing. You can see the branch name, origin, then who's the author, what is the like what you call, everything we can see here, right? All the details basically. We can have a look here also. And but if you see these notes, let me show you. Yeah, this is for the showing the changes, basically seeing this thing. Anyway, we are not going to basically what is it, delete this one. What we are going to do, we can push this one. Now if you see here, now only when you push, no, you can see the difference, major difference also, that I will show you that. Okay, now what we can do, I can select one of them. I can post it using git push command. Git push origin, then tag name. That means before that, what I'll do, I will just use a control Q, I mean Q button. I want to quit. Now before that, let me commit it, because I think I have not committed till now. Let me check git status. Yeah, it is not committed. I created one file. Let me commit first. Git commit, sorry, git add, because right now these are stored in your working directory, right? I want to make this one in the staging area or index. So as soon as I type here, now it will be the color will change to green color, because we are moving the same file that is from local working directory to your staging area. That is why right now it is showing as a green color. So if you see here, this is a green color. That means you can think that these are stored in your staging area or index area. Now let me commit this one using git commit dash m. What is the m in? It's basically message, all messages. Then I can give anything commit message. I say message, this is from git branch. Simply I can give any name that you wish to give. Okay, so that it will be easy for me to identify. That is fine. Now if I type here, I have done it. I can post it. After committing, I can post it. Okay, I can post it now. It is in post now. Now if you push also, if you remember, we have created a branch, right? We have created a branch, as well as we have created the things. You cannot see Terraform feature, the Git branch, only Terraform feature is there. But if you notice, what is showing here? I use a Git push, somewhere I'm getting an issue. Issue in the sense it is not able to push it. The reason why not able to push is there, because if you have been in your main branch, you should have been able to push. I was not able to push because this particular Git branch was basically created locally. That means till now, even till now, GitHub will not know this particular branch exists locally, because this particular branch, that is a Git branch, is not located or stored. Sorry, my bad. This is not there in your remote, right? Here it is not there. Only this particular Terraform branch is there, but not the Git branch. So this is the reason why the Terraform, sorry, this particular Git asking me to do some setup. So that is the upstream. So how can I do that? I can simply use a git. What is the command? Git push. I can use the apps. I can copy paste everything. Otherwise, I can simply type a dash u, the simplest way. Dash u is nothing but it is a shortcut of upstream. This one upstream. Okay, I want to set as upstream. And origin, why I need to mention, because it is a remote branch, right? So I want to send to the remote branch. So I can mention the origin. Origin, then name of the branch. I can simply copy paste it. That means now, if you see now, the changes is going to be pushed now. See, it is pushed successfully. New branch, this particular is now, it will be stored. The same branch will be there in your remote now. Let us see that. Now, if you see here, there is a Git branch created just now, right? Just now it is available. But if you see here, apart from this, what else you can see? You cannot see any other things. Let's say you cannot see any tag. If you remember, if you in the same branch itself, we have defined a tag, right? But tag still not available in my remote location. If you see here, 0 tags, but the changes from the Git branch is updated, but still it is not there. If you want, you can change the branch also, your based if you want to see. If you see here, I have a 3 branch anyway, that's okay. But I am in the same branch, that is a future branch. I do not see any tag created. But if you remember, I have in fact created 2 tags. Where are they? They're not visible till now. So because tag is separate, isolated, that is the things you need to mention for every single commit. If you want to identify, you need to explicitly define tag and then push the tag according to the changes. Now, okay, then let us do that now. So to push the tag, just like how we push the changes like that, we can use the git tag push and the name of the tag. In my case, git tag. The origin, as I mentioned, we are pushing to the remote, right? Locally we have it already. So whenever you are dealing with the remote, if it is not defined, you need to define always as origin. So tag name. So let us do that. Now I can use a git push, then origin. In my case, what is the tag name? I can mention, I think something. Okay, let me see the tag name first. TSG. Okay, I can push a git push, origin. Then we have it tag name, tag, whatever tag I want. I will push this thing so that we can see. Okay. Now see, if you see new tag, this particular got pushed. Now only this particular changes will be stored basically. Now if you refresh it, let me refresh the page. Now you can see the one tag got created in the same branch basically in this particular. Now this thing. Question is what it contains in the tag. Let us see that. If you click the tag, see if you see the source code, everything basically in a zip file and a .dot file will be stored. Same copy of the changes basically you have it in your changes you're doing. This can be downloaded. You can see right now it is downloading. Now if you see here, see this is the same copy. Basically with the code, whatever changes you are doing till the last commit, before pushing your tag or modifying the tags, all the code will be available. Let me extract it. How can I extract this one? Extract all. This is good if you want to isolate your particular commit, particular things work. You can see same thing. I can mention the code. I have the code. Okay. So if you see here, under this thing we have pipelines. Under we have all this file, and we have there is a something called under Terraform manifest something, right? We kept something. No, where let us see where we stored the. This is under manifest, right? Under manifest file. So if you go here. This under manifest we have okay, this is changes. Okay, this is not pushed properly, maybe this thing anyway. So the changes in the sense normally every single changes we are doing that should be pushed. So let me do for the second also, otherwise something, my bad. Is it my let me check git tag. Okay, my bad, it is a different name. It is a git push origin. I can give a name of the tag in my case. Okay. So this basically changes whatever we have done. We have two files actually, if you notice here. One is the tar file, and another one is a zip file. So you can download basically. So you can check this whatever we have done changes. You can check this also. But anyway, that's we can just go back and see changes. Now we have two tags created. Now based on the changes that you want to view everything, we can check the files created, whatever changes we are doing actually. So that is basically useful if you want to have a particular changes. But before that, what you can do is the tag you can create in advance. If you have already existing, like it's in your local system, it's okay. Otherwise, you can use it if you have it already. Okay, that's the thing. Then if you want to work with the tag, normally as I told you, you will not do much changes in the tag and all. You can see other comments also. Like you want to describe, you want to show the run, listen, you can play around with this thing also. If you want to see the dash B also, verify the signature of the tag. Dash B and annotate message. So there are so many other options there, just that you need to just play around and see this one. Okay, this is the beauty of using a Git text basically. And then what else? Yeah, apart from this one, we don't have much here, because this one anyway, you will the debugging and everything, I will cover this one. Okay, you will learn this actually, that you will learn. And there is a quizzes as well that you can do later. Okay, for now I think yeah, we are good for now. Actually, we don't have much to explore or maybe in Git, but as I learn, what we can do is everything we have to do it the same process how we are following right now. Okay, so I will, okay, let me see. Yeah, I'll give this one second to the everyone. Yeah, so thank you so much guys for joining the sessions. So I'll stop the session, then we can discuss offline also once.